We are Animation Triad. We'll always do reviews. And if you think we can't, then screw you.
That's why the people
of the net believe in
Lish,
Aaron, Stu, Animation Triad!
If you're evil and you're on the rise, you can count on the four of us taking you down. 'Cause we're good and evil never beats us. We'll win the fight and then go out for pizzas.
Hello, and welcome back to Animation Triad. I'm Lish, and all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman.
Hello, I'm Stu, and I'm stronger than you.
I'm Aaron, and I'll show you how to be strong in the real way.
Oh.
I hope he does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might have guessed, if you know the show, the references that we are, well, referencing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Steven Universe.
Woo! I thought it was Flapjack. No? Oh, my bad.
Corner.
Oh.
Corner. Tangent jar. Give up all your money.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
He doesn't have money.
Yes, I do. I always have money.
Yeah, I always got something.
We almost lost the tangent jar, folks. Okay.
10 points taken from Gryffindor for not knowing what we're discussing.
Yep.
Fair enough.
10 points for me for referencing something that's not Steven Universe.
So it's going to get used a lot more today.
And I
Yes.
think so.
So, you've waited for it. We've waited for it. We are so excited to be discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are delving into the world of Steven Universe, and particularly for this episode, its characters. So, let's just jump right in. Who's your favorite character, and why? And yes, we all have to pick one. I know that's really, really hard to do.
Oh, God.
It really is tough because I love Garnet, and for the longest time, Garnet was my favorite character because she is phenomenal, and she is voiced by the amazing and beautiful and talented Estelle. My God, that girl can sing. Woman, my bad. Woman can sing.
Mm-hmm. Get it right.
And
She's
I know.
all the things. And
She's all woman
Yes.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Let's have a little clip of her music just so you can understand where I'm coming from, because she is an amazing singer. I want to just have a little moment where we appreciate the music that is Estelle.
Yes.
'Cause you're my heart, you are my soul. You're my other half, without you I cannot be home, baby.
And we're back. Okay, so that was awesome.
I love it.
Oh my God. That is also my all-time favorite song from the show. I love
yes.
Stronger Than You, if you couldn't tell. Love it to death. But despite all the Garnet love, I gotta admit, my favorite character as of right now, Peridot. I'm sorry, I have to admit it.
She is a fan favorite.
It's,
Oh my
everybody,
God,
Absolutely
she's hilarious.
is. I took
Almost
a,
everyone I know loves this character.
Mhm.
yes,
She's too amazing.
I was gonna say I took a poll on Facebook asking what everybody's favorite character was, and at least 80% said Peridot. Truthfully, I can see the appeal because Peridot is hilarious.
Oh my God, yes.
She's always into something. She's tiny. She's manic.
yeah.
She's like, it's impossible to describe. But the thing that really makes her great is how she grows and how she changes.
Definitely.
Oh, yes.
Because Peridot is a little asshole in the beginning.
Very much so.
She's racist and she's xenophobic, and quite frankly, I think she's homophobic because she's like, you're a fusion, you're permafused, why you gotta be like that?
Yeah.
Like, because truthfully, I've kind of seen a link between fusions and relationships.
Yes, true.
Very much so.
Which I would like to discuss at some point in the future. I don't know if it's
yes.
going to be this episode or if it's going to be a future episode, but I would definitely love to discuss the idea of fusions as relationships, both healthy and unhealthy.
Oh, definitely.
yes.
And particularly how they could be considered maybe a little bit sexual in nature.
Oh God, yes.
And I don't
Yeah.
mean because of the dancing, but specifically because Garnet's like, they're forcing fusions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't right. I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. That's when you
I
really saw
hate
her
to
lose
drop
her cool.
the R word, but
Oh no.
Yeah.
it could have been some kind of euphemism for that.
Oh, definitely.
I
Especially
could definitely see that.
there was quite a few episodes where they kind of reference and throw those in there, especially when you're talking about unhealthy relationships and
Uh-huh.
unhealthy fusions. Look at Lapis Lazuli
Mhm.
and Jasper.
Why will no
Mhm.
one stay fused with me?
Oh wow,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that was deep.
I guess we're gonna have to have an episode about fusions.
Ooh.
Entirely.
So, back to the point at hand.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I will pay for that. But it was an interesting conversation, wasn't it?
It was, and you know what? It fed into what we're talking about.
So, Peridot starts off very... I don't want to say skeptical. She starts off very judgmental
Mm-hmm.
against fusions, and particularly permafusions, like
Mhm.
Garnet. Spoiler alert, but
Yeah.
you've probably already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
She is like straight up racist against Pearl.
Oh my God! Yes.
Like, she's like, oh, why is this Pearl talking to me? Well, at least you have a fancy one. You know what? You can be my Pearl. Like,
Oh.
you don't own me. You don't own anything on this planet. So she starts off as a jerk, like a real
Mhm.
bona fide gold medal turd, and morphs into this wonderful being that cares and just wants to try and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And she tries so hard to be friends with Lapis. She tries so hard, and Lapis is still a turd in my book. I'm sorry, but my favorite character is probably, God, that is a hard one.
Mm.
You know, Garnet is a favorite for me. Steven is a favorite for me because I find him very relatable, because he's saying all the things that I'm thinking. Like when Centipedal was about to get beat up by the crystal gems, I'm like, no, don't! And then he's like, no, don't! And I'm like, yes, exactly, that's what I just said! Way to go, Steven! And he wants to be friends with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
sees the good in everyone, and, you know, he's an amazing character. He goes from feeling unsure of himself and very inept to, like, coming into his own
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and really learning what he's capable of. I also really love Pearl and her growth. We'll talk about Pearl, because like, I'm sure Aaron's got a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, for now, I will say that my favorite is Steven, but I may change my answer by the end of this episode.
Oh well, I totally agree with you. Both Steven and Peridot, yeah, both those two characters are really special. They bring a lot to the show and a lot of growth and a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's two characters that I can really, grasp on, and
We
I
always
believe,
have two.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it is Lapis
Oh.
and Jasper.
I'm very, very sorry that I dissed your Lapis.
Oh no, it's okay. No, there's a lot of things that's about the character that I had to point out that are flaws, but that's one of my biggest things. I love flawed
Well,
characters.
what are your favorite things about her?
Well, Lapis is like she's one of those characters that has her emotions on her sleeve. She's not afraid to actually tell you how it is and how she feels about it.
You
And
definitely know how she's feeling.
once she was both those characters are characters who were brought into the show with such charisma, such power behind them, especially Jasper. And I feel as though both those two characters had really interesting character arcs. I mean, with Jasper, going with Jasper, it's all about that, her not knowing what a fusion is, or at least not knowing, the point of fusion.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Peridot, it's pretty xenophobic, pretty racist to the point. I mean, how she dogged out the entire, Crystal Gems army, and then with Lapis is about, well, she was imprisoned by most of her time on Earth.
She's been on her own for like millions of years, well, thousands of
Thousands.
years.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
that's
she's gone a bit peculiar, to tell you the truth.
very much so.
That
I mean,
was Red Dwarf reference.
I
Sorry
love
there.
You know what,
So cool.
yeah, okay, come on.
Yep, come on, guys.
Just a bit. Mr. Squivers.
Yes, Mr. Flibbles.
Oh, Thibbles!
Flibbles.
Oh, I
We
lost
can't
points
do
there.
that, Mr. Flibbles. Who would clean up the mess?
That's-
Ooh.
It's not as cute as you're thinking.
No, it's
It's
not.
Oh, wow.
supposed to be very graphic and horrible.
Oh,
it
Nothing
is.
actually happened, but I mean, when he's
I pled to the king of the potato people. I got down on my knees and I wept.
So wait a minute, you mean to tell me that you think everything's fine, you believe in the Potato King, that and
There's
that
no-
I'm wearing a gingham dress and there's nothing wrong?
I'm probably gonna have to get into this.
You have to. Oh my
do.
god, we
Okay.
have to have a marathon of that eventually.
We do,
I
we do.
love that show with all my life. I love that show.
So
All right.
Yeah.
after Lapis comes out of the mirror,
Mhm.
Yes.
then you get to see more of her. We don't get to see a lot of Jasper, unfortunately, because I
Yeah.
agree with you that she is a very interesting story arc.
Mm-hmm.
I love her intensity.
Exactly.
I feel like she's got a lot of good clues as to the dynamic between Rose Quartz and Pink Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I want them to unbubble her and make some shit happen.
Of course. I mean, I feel as though she brings in that other part of Rose Quartz
Mhm.
that
Yes.
no one has, or at least they haven't. The show itself has not necessarily revealed enough.
Right.
Mhm.
None of
that-
the
that other
characters.
part.
Yeah.
Because you gotta remember, when you're looking at Rose Quartz, yes, she's a hero of Earth. Yes, she's the leader of the Crystal Gems, and she was their rock. But at the same time, when you look at it from the eyes of Homeworld,
Mhm.
she's a terrorist. She's
Yeah.
a monster. She's responsible for breaking one of the diamonds. Or at least, quote unquote,
You know
we
what?
believe.
That's powerful.
That
Yeah.
really is. And
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Another aspect, which what you just said, to go along with what you were saying,
Mhm.
is the fact that we have yet to we've only seen Rose Quartz really in her own once, and that was when Steven saw the video of her.
Yes.
That's the only time we've ever seen her in a I want to say almost non-biased way.
In an unaltered way.
Unaltered, not
Non-biased,
based on
is
someone's
it?
memory,
Right.
not based on just personal feelings and stuff.
Yeah. Right.
So I think, I mean, you see, they actually do address this a little bit in when he what was one of the later episodes?
Storm in the room?
Storm, yeah, the room,
Yeah.
and going into the room to talk to her.
Yes.
I don't know if that room was her or not.
I
her.
don't think it was. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is.
Everything about this character. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Rose,
Mm-hmm.
considering
Yeah.
we're going to break up
Yeah.
almost everybody who's in this show.
Pretty
We
much.
are. We're not doing it methodically, so you're gonna want to stick around to the end. This way you can see all of your favorite
I know,
characters.
we'll
They're all
discuss them.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
Yeah,
talk
let's
about Rose.
talk about Rose because this is the month of May,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mhm.
means we do have kind of a Mother's Day theme going on.
Definitely.
And this mother has a mother influence on everybody around her.
That's
Mhm.
true.
So
Very
yeah, let's talk about Rose.
I mean, let's think about it. You really only get a sense of who Rose Quartz really is through the eyes and the feelings of the people who are around her.
Mm-hmm.
That's Greg.
Mm-hmm.
That's Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amethyst, Garnet,
Garnet.
splitting up between Ruby and Sapphire,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever's attacking them from Homeworld.
Jasper,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bismuth.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. That was a big reveal there. Because that was the first time you got any hint of just like she's not as pure or as innocent as everyone thought.
And I was so glad to see that, quite honestly, because I'm like, oh, she's so great. She's
Mhm.
so perfect. And like, don't get me wrong, I find the character very inspiring. She's
Mhm.
very quotable.
Yes.
You know, when she is talking to the camera and she's like, you know, whenever you find yourself loving yourself, that's me loving you.
Mhm.
And I thought that was beautiful and powerful, and I think it applies to most healthy parent-child relationships. So I think that's beautiful and very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when she's talking to Greg, and she says how humans are encouraged and expected to invent who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very powerful too, because it
That was
means
beautiful.
that, it means, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Well, invent something.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Mm-hmm. Do something. You can do anything.
Quit looking for your higher purpose. You are your higher purpose.
There's a blank canvas, and you don't have the opportunity.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Inspirational quotes.
There you go.
But despite her being as inspirational as she is, that's right, I'm bringing this
Going
tangent
it
back, friends.
Ooh.
I am in the running for that Golden Segway Award. Just saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice callback. And we are getting to that.
So,
Remember, leave your comments below. See who you think should get it at the end of the season.
Ooh.
me. It should be me. Okay.
Maybe.
Alright.
So, after seeing all this wonderful, amazing stuff about Rose, then I just started to get bored because I was like, great, she's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's not. She left poor Pearl by the wayside
Mm-hmm.
for some new guy.
Oh, I'm so happy you brought that up. So happy.
I can wait.
Look, there's gonna be a lot of people out there who's probably gonna hate on me for this, but
Mhm.
I probably will.
That's cool. I'll take that.
All right.
But yeah, whenever you got the sense of what Rose Quartz meant to Pearl and how she was supposed to mean to Rose Quartz, you always get this feeling that Rose really wronged her.
Yes.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that people should go after who they really want. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But don't string somebody behind and just like.
See, I think it's worse than that. I don't think it was a friend zone kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I see it more as Pearl and Rose were an item.
Oh, I agree.
I think they actually were an item. I don't think that Rose was stringing her along per se. I think that Rose liked to have her thing on the side,
Mm-hmm.
as evidenced by Greg not being the first human male that she'd ever been with,
Mm-hmm.
but the first one that she'd fallen in love with. And that was Pearl's problem. It wasn't ever that Rose had extracurricular activities. It was always that as long as it was only physical and at the end of the day Rose would come home to her, everything would be okay.
That's why I use the term.
And
That's why I use the term of stringing her behind. Because even though I agree with you, they definitely showed that they had some type of relationship, and I would
Right.
even go with a loving relationship. They were
Mhm.
they were
Yeah.
definitely
they
at one
loved
point.
each other.
Yeah, they loved each
Mhm.
other. But I use the term as stringing behind because even though that they loved each other, it is obvious that she still did care about Pearl, but not in the same way as she cares about Greg.
Mm.
And that she kept and used that same that original relationship she had with Pearl to keep her with her and to keep her at her side. Yeah.
Oh.
I
So-
can't wait to see
Oh.
how they
Yeah.
develop it in the show. If they really how it goes.
That's brilliant because
Mm.
I had only been looking at it from the perspective of a long-time marriage, basically,
Mm-hmm.
that suddenly the new exciting one comes in and they leave.
Yeah.
They leave their longtime partner for the new exciting thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can really understand Pearl's bitterness, and her complexity actually makes her one of my favorites. At first, I couldn't stand her. She annoyed the crap. I'm saying this about all the characters, but but Pearl really did. Pearl was the one that grated on my nerves and pretty much rubbed them raw, because I just was so annoyed by Pearl in the beginning, always undercutting Steven.
Mm-hmm.
And no wonder he couldn't feel confident in anything he was doing. But I always took it as Rose left a long-time marriage for somebody new. And that is very hurtful. Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
what finally did it for you. But then I have to say, like the person she chose, Greg, you can't deny this man is a ray of sunshine. He is a ray of fucking sunshine.
Oh god, he's such a great character. He really is.
I love Greg.
He
I
is
love
cool.
him.
He really is.
Your first impression of him is likely, as I mean, if it was anything like mine, this guy's a jobless bum.
Oh god.
Yeah,
He lives in a van.
Mm-hmm.
He's a washed up
Musician.
musician. He's got a job at a car wash. Woo.
Mm.
You know, and his child isn't even living with him. His child is living somewhere else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, at first you kind of wonder about him, and you wonder how this overachieving star that is Rose Quartz
Mm-hmm.
falls in love with the average Joe until you get to know him,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get it. And then, if you're like me, you are low-key in love with this guy because he writes songs about how much he loves not only her, but his kid.
Mm-hmm.
He is so full of love. He's not even mad about Pearl or anything.
No.
He doesn't have an angry bone in his body. He's just so full of life and love and wonderment that no wonder Rose fell in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
That doesn't make me not mad at her for hurting my Pearl.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you mention all that stuff about Pearl. How you disliked her originally.
I did. At first, I really did.
I liked Pearl from the get-go.
Okay.
I mean, I saw her faults and everything.
And you liked her anyway.
It's weird because, in a way, Pearl kind of reminds me of my mother a little bit.
Oh wow.
I know it's weird to say, but just how I'm not trying to rag on my mom or anything. It's just just something about Pearl reminds me of my mother. My mother is very just organized, always trying to get stuff done and get everyone to do your best, but at the same time maybe unintentionally undercutting you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would always take over when I tried to cook, so I never learned how to. It took me years to learn how to cook properly and do a lot of stuff because it's just like, oh no, I'll take care of it. No, don't screw it up. And she'd always put this fear that I'm going to screw it up horribly.
Therapy is in session.
I know, but as I said, I see where she's coming from, and I like Pearl. I think she is a very fascinating character and just one of the more interesting characters in the show. I will say another character who I think we should touch on is Amethyst.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Definitely have to talk about Amethyst, who a lot of the characters, a lot of the main crystal gems, people relate to like being like Steven's mother in a way, like surrogate mother.
Mm-hmm.
With Amethyst,
She's more like a sister.
Yes, she's the older sister.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
I entirely get that, and when you really get into her character too, she is also a very complex character, and it's just
She
so
had
good.
this one saying in one of these episodes where it really boiled down to how deep this character really feels, and when she had that little conversation with Pearl and Steven when it was back at the kindergarten where she came from, and she says it's like that. It's not my fault. I didn't ask to be made.
Mm-hmm.
That hit hard.
She was basically made to be a weapon,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I think she has some deep-seated self-loathing.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond the self-loathing, the fact that she came out differently
Mm.
from how her particular gem is supposed to come out.
Mm.
Amethysts are typically supposed to be a bulkier sort of gem in the Steven universe.
All the courts are.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to
Yeah,
be
all
like
the
the
courts-
shock troopers of the?
Yeah, they're pretty much the elite soldiers.
Mm.
Quartzes in this universe are considered the soldier class.
Mhm.
Beneath them are rubies.
Mm.
So then she's supposed to be this giant warrior, and she's actually quite petite.
Mm-hmm.
She's very short in stature.
Fun size.
Mm-hmm.
Fun size!
That's a good way of putting it.
And so she's kind of got a complex from it. Like, she's trying to live up to expectations of who she should be and what she should be, which is probably why her and Steven get along so well and end up like that fusion was so overdue. Man.
Oh, yeah.
That fusion was so overdue, which, by
Smoky
the way,
quartz.
is voiced by Natasha Lyonne
Ooh, Natasha Lyonne.
from Orange is the New Black.
I didn't know that.
I think
So
she
like
was
Soul
also
now.
Yeah. Oh,
I think she was also in The Sopranos way back when.
I never watched this.
I think so. Yeah, and Uzo Aduba.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Bismuth.
is from Bismuth.
Bismuth. That was that episode.
I loved it.
Oh, watch it. It's fantastic.
So anyway, though, you could almost look at Amethyst's condition as like a disability because she's atypical for what she would be, and so it's like I can relate to that. I'm like, okay, there's. We're both short. We both do things differently, and we have like. There's a bit of a complex that goes with that. There's a bit of a like Napoleon thing going on there, and,
Definitely.
and a little bit with Amethyst too. I mean, I think that's why when she fuses with Garnet, she as Sugalite,
Oh yeah.
voiced by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
She's like this big, boisterous, yeah, baby, it's good to be me, because she's finally big and
And strong and powerful.
strong. Well, she's powerful anyway.
Well, she is powerful, but I mean, I think she views herself as being more powerful now.
Exactly.
I mean, which keyed into the whole strong in the real way aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right.
That song.
Right, but that was more Pearl
No,
who sang that song.
Yes, I'm saying that. I think that's the counterpoint to that.
Right.
To what I was saying. Maybe it's a little mixed up. Just ignore me.
No,
That's
I
okay.
get what you're saying. She's trying so hard for power when it's really like what comes from in here
Yes.
that makes you strong. Getting all cliche.
Oh my.
Don't get verklempt on me, audience.
Oh,
alright.
I will say this though. In the episode, The Other Crystal Gems, I loved that episode.
Tell us why, Stu.
It basically made fun of itself, and I when a show does it the right way, that can be extremely enjoyable.
Yes.
Because when Connie gave that little speech about just we should be who we are, not trying to be the others, and they're like, you know what, that was an okay speech. Steven would have done it better. You didn't cry nearly enough. I'm like. Yes,
Right?
yes, he does. He does do that a lot.
But that's actually what I love about this show. Like, let's talk about Steven a little bit more for a minute.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's not your typical male protagonist.
No, he is not.
He's I love him for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because most male protagonists, they're boys who are girl crazy and want to beat things up and shoot them, and he cares about his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's great. Because it really, he can still kick ass as a crystal gem, especially once he started believing in himself. But his powers are mostly about feelings and inspiration and kindness and love and healing. He heals in a way that no other character does.
With spit.
With spit. I didn't really lick my hand.
That's okay.
We just had to let the audience know that there was no,
Contact.
No errands were hurt in the making of this film.
Very true.
Woo!
Can't say the same for Stu.
To be Stu is to suffer.
He likes it.
His baskets.
Just ask his mom.
Oh! That sounded wrong.
It did sound wrong, I'm sorry.
Wow, that's Give Dadipus. Yeah, that just sounded, okay, I had to make the history of the world joke, but come on.
Oh
Oh, God, that was...
no. This
got dark. This just got dark. Yeah, you're
this
getting
may
buried.
be my last episode.
We might have a third grave. I'm getting the collection.
Please don't kill me.
I didn't say I'd kill you, I just said I'd bury you.
Let me go review
As
this.
long
As
as long as I have food, I should be fine.
The IV might eventually run out, but still.
Oh, I hate needles.
So do I. I'm not a fan of them. I have to have someone else put it in.
Wait, are you giving me edible ivy? maybe it's ivy.
Oh, see how that
Because
works. See how we can get it
little
growing.
lambs eat ivy. A kid will eat ivy too, wouldn't?
Chew.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Woo!
thank you.
Down the rabbit hole.
Thank you, Twin Peaks.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm paying for that one too, yeah. As I said, we're really busting this out today.
I started this one. I do
Yeah.
apologize. Why are you putting money in there?
Because he's staying on topic.
Yep.
He's staying on topic, that's why. He is our rock.
Yep.
Okay, but back on topic. You were talking about Steven, and I gotta say, there is one thing I want to mention. When I first started the show, I got into it a little late. So by the time I got into it, they were into the end of season 2 or just the beginning of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to get into it because I just liked Steven. I really did.
Why?
His nose, character design wise, I didn't like his nose. I gotta admit, it's a little petty. Just something about the way he was drawn with his nose.
Okay.
It made it look like he's constantly doing this. It's looking like this, and I'm just like, what the heck is that character design? It looks like 2 slots where you stick coins in. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this series because everyone keeps telling me it's amazing. And I was like, just get past the nose thing. I don't know why that bothered me so much. It's weird.
You're like, I don't like you. Your nose is weird.
Okay, I'm a little petty sometimes, alright? I will admit that. So I started watching, and I'm like, oh, I like the characters, and then Steven, and just like, you're annoying. You screw things up constantly.
The cookie cat.
The cookie cat thing was annoying, yes.
That was annoying.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. And then there was the Moon Temple.
Oh wow.
Oh, that wasn't annoying. He tried.
He
okay?
tried, but then he screwed up royally and forgot the most important thing and just had it all break and fall apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, no! You want to reach in the screen and smack him upside the head. But, as I said...
Poor kid.
Okay. As I was saying, I didn't like him at first. But as the show progressed, he grew as a character. And he really developed into someone I really like. And I'd have to say, he is tied at 2nd or 3rd for my favorite character in the show. I love this character. He is such a good character. And I think, as far as children's characters go, he's a great character that people can get behind, especially kids, to learn how to deal with things and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on. He's basically a magical girl. I mean, come on. This is basically
Right?
Sailor Moon minus...
He is Sailor Moon.
He's Sailor
Yeah,
Moon,
he
basically. I mean, come on.
He is Sailor Moon. Think about it, because he's ordinarily kind of silly, kind of bumbling, and then all of a sudden, shabam! I am a badass, and I will give you a powerful speech by which I will cry tears, and you will change your ways.
Wasn't that what happened in, like, the Sailor Moon R movie?
That's every
Episode.
That's every Sailor Moon finale ever.
But how?
Cries, does
No.
badassness, and,
When
Saves
she's
the
like,
day.
no, I believe there's good in you, and I can see the hope, and I will be your friend. It doesn't matter that you tried to kill me countless times, and you may yet try again. I will be your friend because I can see that you are lonely, and I love you anyway.
unless you're Queen Beryl, and then fuck you, you die.
But you know what? Your Sailor Moon is only
Because she
as great.
fucked with her man.
Damn straight.
That's true.
You don't
You-
fuck with Tuxedo Mask.
See, there you go.
Do
You're
not.
only as great as your tuxedo mask.
Okay.
And guess what? This
No.
character...
No.
Yep, you got to wait. Hold up.
We all got to for this one. I got you to do it. I got you to do it.
There you go.
Ah.
She's great.
Mhm.
And not just because of Tuxedo Mask, but the love that she feels for him does make her stronger. In the same way that the love that Steven feels from the Crystal Gems makes him stronger.
Mhm.
But there's also another character that does that for Steven.
Mhm.
You know who that character is? Connie.
Connie. Oh,
Connie.
great character.
Connie is his Tuxedo Mask,
It's true.
Mhm.
and she's less of an asshole.
Yeah,
it's
very
true.
much so. Yeah, and she develops a lot.
She does.
as a character. She really does.
She's
And
amazing.
well, that one song. What was that song between her and Pearl? The
Do it for
Yeah,
him.
Do It For Him.
Her.
Do It For
Yeah.
Her. That was very telling on both Pearl's part and just how much
Connie's.
and Connie's. It was fantastic. And then there was the meditation song.
Yes.
Here comes a thought.
Yeah, here comes.
Oh,
the
I
thought.
love that song. That was one of my
Oh,
favorites.
that's a
Oh,
great
really?
one.
Yes, it was. It was really... I love that. I love that whole...
Mm.
It's phenomenal.
It was.
Yeah.
Because it was like... It's also prequel that's also, I think, one of the first times you actually get to see inside the mind of Garnet, her special place, like in like the future
point.
dimension. I
Yeah.
think they're starting to bring those in too. The whole
Yeah.
little areas within the gems themselves. And I
Mhm.
feel as if that was Garnet's.
That's
Oh,
cool.
There is one fan
That
comic
explains
I have
why
to
she's
bring
so
up.
serene.
Mm-hmm.
There is one fan comic I have to bring up. It's a little. You remember the episode where they basically meet Connie's parents,
Yes.
and it's all set up because Garnet said, "Oh, they're playing with swords. They're playing swords. I mean, they're playing with swords. Oh, they're dead. Goodbye." That I cracked up so hard. But there is a comic online. I'm gonna see if I can throw it up on the screen in a minute.
Okay.
And it's basically the inner thoughts of Ruby and Sapphire during this conversation.
Yes.
And it is hilarious. Oh my god, we're gonna throw it up right now.
Oh yeah, that's how much
Enjoy
it
it.
is.
This is just hilarious. I love it.
If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about